Hello, this is Steve, Dichroic Glass Man on YouTube, and now Stained Glass Man US on YouTube. Are you guys ready for this? Dichroic bevels? This is going to blow your mind, how much you've been paying for dichroic bevels and never knew it. If you realized what you get. You'll see in a couple, if you do a search for dichroic bevels on Google, that you can see there's a lot of, well, not a lot, there's, I don't know, a dozen or thereabouts shapes available. By the way, confirmed by Howard from CBS yesterday, as a matter of fact, that those bevels are in fact from China. Those ones that you see on Google. And what's really weird about them is they're coated on the top. Let's look at this. This is going to be kind of a funny, crude video here, and what I'm trying to say. But if you look at those dichroic bevels, the idea is that you're only getting the dichroic coated on the table. That's the flat spot on the top of your bevel. That's called a table. Right here where the dark black is. And if you do a Google search, you'll see in fact a dichroic bevel. Dichro where you see the black here. You don't see lines because the lines are going to prove a point. You see the table on the top, the flat spot, is shaped like a diamond as well. And if you draw a line like I have, where it's just straight bevel, you could see that they're almost identical increments of triangles all the way around. In other words, it takes 10 triangles to make this overall diamonds to make the overall diamond shape. Well, when you get the dichro, the dichroic bevel's costing $210, and what you're paying for is the little center square, or a diamond in this case. And the bevel cost is advertised as $1.10. I did a basic search, and for a bevel like this, out of just clear glass, like this, runs around $1.10. You might find them more expensive, up to $2 maybe. Let's just use the $1.10. This dichroic bevel is advertised for $2.10. So if you take the cost of the bevel minus $2.10, you're paying $1. Wow, I don't know why I put 90 cents. But maybe I must have found out that that was $1.20. My mistake. Hey, don't razz me. Anyway, you're paying $1 for 1/9 of the bevel surface, is the point. So if you were to pay the full bevel, if you were to pay for the dichro on the full bevel at the same cost at $1 for one of those little diamonds, you're going to spend, let's just use it the way I had it at 90 cents. You're going to spend $8.10 plus the price of the bevel. $9.20 is what you're paying for this bevel. In other words, if you were to get that bevel fully dichroic like mine, it would cost you $9.20. That's what you're actually paying for. You're paying $1 for that little piece. And to boot, it's Chinese, which means it's only half of the wavelength of CBS dichroic glass. It's dilute, in other words. They don't use as many layers in their coating process as CBS does. CBS uses 17 microns, which is 1/9 of an inch for standard colors. Premium colors are 32, 34. Premium colors like green pink, green magenta blue, colors like that. Premium colors at CBS glass. So, can you imagine? I'll show you one of my dichroic bevels. Triangles. Can you imagine this? Look at that. That's a RBA, cyan dark red. That's a stunning bevel. This is what you're getting now for $1.20 on $1.10, $1.20 on the internet, just a clear bevel. This shows you night and day difference between a dichroic bevel and a clear one. That's clear. Check that out. Can you imagine that in your sacred geometry or your as an accent in your creations, abstracts, or what have you? I caught that one with the stripe right in the middle. Check that out. So you get the idea. People are paying the equivalent of $9.20 for these bevels. They don't see it because they're only coating a small space. And you would literally have to buy 9 of these bevels to get this much dichro in a bevel. Well, wait till you see what I'm going to be charging for these bevels. There's a lot of labor in making this bevel available to you guys. And the people who mess with Dichro will know that retail, if you call up CBS right now, a full sheet, a 19-inch circle, is $272 for a sheet. So anybody can call up CBS and buy a sheet of dichroic glass for $272 plus shipping. Well, a usable circle of dichroic 19-inch circle is 286 inches. But let's face it, if you're cutting strips out of this, you're going to get rounded edges. If you're going to try to laminate or make a dichroic jewel, you're going to create waste here and here. There's just no way you can utilize the full sheet. So this is pretty wild information. People don't realize of how much they're paying for that bevel. In the long run, $9.20. It's just phenomenal. So I have a product, and my product is full view bevels. Let's look at another bevel. This is a 1.5 inch square. I've seen them. I can't find them no more on the internet. And I seen $1.75 to $2 for a piece when they came out. And same thing. The table is dichro on the surface. You don't get the full dichroic effect on the surface. Hey, all of us as fusers know you don't get any effect off of the, unless you get a clear lens over the top like this cabochon. But if I turn the dichroic up, like in this, you don't get the same effect. In fact, a lot of people try to scratch it off. It's not a real desirable look. This is just an abstract pendant. But you understand the concept. If the dichro is on the surface, the dichro on the surface is no competition than the dichro under the surface, under that clear lens. See the beauty of this one? That's the dichroic effect, is looking through the layers deep. But when you got dichroic coated on the top, there is no layers. So you're going to pay for this bevel $10.55 equivalent. If that doesn't blow your mind, $10.50 is what you're paying for this in the long run. It's kind of like looking at buying a slice of bread instead of the loaf. They're selling you at the loaf price. Well, I don't know. You get the point. I don't want to make that analogy. I can lose myself on that one. Now, here's the mind blower. The 1-inch squares, I have seen in person the square so small it blow your mind in the center. That's called a table. On these flat top 1-inch squares, you're paying for the equivalent of 1/12 of the bevel here, 75 cents for that little parcel right there. And if you would equal them out times 12, in other words, if you covered the whole bevel so that it's complete, like mine, you're paying $9.65 for 1 inch. Now look at this. That's 1 inch. Same 1 inch as a stock bevel. Here's a stock 1-inch bevel. Is there any competition? You're paying the equivalent of $9.65 for this. Yeah, mine's going to be expensive. It's going to sound expensive. What if I told you that I wanted to sell this for $2? That's my email. What if I told you I would sell this for $2.50 to $3 compared to the comparison of $9.65? I haven't gotten the price worked out exactly yet, and I'm going to start introducing price. I'm going to start walking into the price category because a lot of people are asking me how much. When am I going to put them on eBay and stuff? Well, we got to walk into this thing because people are going to be floored when they find out the truth that they're paying $10.55 for that, they're paying $9.20 for that, and they're paying the equivalent of $9.65 for that. Isn't that incredible? People are buying faceted jewels. This is a 2-inch faceted jewel, paying as high as $10 for these. Check out this faceted jewel compared to my green magenta aurora borealis. What if I told you I could sell you this one for just about the same price as that one? Which one would you want? That's the point. We got so much to talk about. Looking forward to more videos. Bye-bye.